There's a story running at the moment that inheritance tax might be abolished altogether and replaced with something else. If you've got a house and you've been quietly worrying about what your family will be left with, that probably sounds like good news. I want to walk you through what's actually been proposed, because when you look at the arithmetic, scrapping inheritance tax doesn't mean what most people assume it means. For a lot of ordinary families, it would mean paying more, not less. Nothing has changed yet. This is a proposal being discussed, not a law, but it's worth understanding now. I'm Gary from Westwood Estate Planning, so let's talk about it. The idea being reported is a flat levy of around 10% on estates when somebody dies, replacing inheritance tax as we know it, with the money going towards funding social care. It isn't a new idea. Andy Burnham floated something very similar back when he was Health Secretary, and it was labelled a death tax at the time, and it never went anywhere. He said publicly a few years ago that he'd abolish inheritance tax in its current form, and he'd replace it with a levy that everybody would pay. He's now Prime Minister. Ministers have been asked about it directly and have not ruled it out. So it's speculation, but it's speculation with a long history behind it and a Prime Minister who has believed in it for the better part of 20 years. To see why this matters, you need to understand the current system in front of you. It's simpler than people think. Everybody has a nil rate band of £325,000 that passes with no inheritance tax attached to it at all. If you leave your home to children, grandchildren, there's a further allowance of up to £175,000. And between spouses and civil partners, everything passes tax-free, with any unused allowances transferring to the survivor. Put that together and a married couple leaving a home to their children can pass up to £1 million before inheritance tax is charged on anything. Above that is 40%. Now 40% is that big frightening number, and it's the number everybody quotes, but it only ever applies to the part above those allowances, and the overwhelming majority of estates in this country never reach them at all. Most families pay nothing. So now put the proposal next to that. A flat 10%, as it's been described, would have no threshold at all. No nil rate band, no home allowance, no £1 million for a married couple. Every estate from the first pound. So look, take a widow leaving a modest house and some savings, say £400,000. Today, that estate likely pays no inheritance tax whatsoever, is comfortably within the allowances. Under a flat 10% with no threshold, that estate pays £40,000. 10% sounds gentler than 40%, but 10% of everything is a very different thing from 40% of the bit above £1 million. It's not that nobody gains, somebody does. The larger the estate, the better a flat 10% looks. An estate paying 40% on a substantial sum today would see that bill fall a long way. So the effect of replacing inheritance tax with a flat levy would be to spread the tax much more thinly across far more families, and to reduce it considerably for the larger estates. Whether that's fair is a political question and genuinely not my job. Reasonable people land in different places on it, and there's an argument that a broad, low, simple tax is better than a narrow, high, complicated one. My job is just to make sure that you understand what's on the table, because inheritance tax is being abolished and most families would start paying a tax they don't pay today are the same sentence, and only one half of it makes the headlines. So, look, here's the practical bit. Nothing has changed. The allowances are what they are, and they're frozen until April 2031. Any change of this size would likely take years, primary legislation, a fight, and proposals like this have died before. So don't plan around a rumour. What I'd say is this: the things that are worth doing are the things that are worth doing anyway, making sure your will actually captures the allowances that you're entitled to, understanding your gifting, knowing where you stand rather than guessing. Every one of those is useful today under the system that we've actually got. And if the ground does shift, the families who already knows more about what they own, how it passes on, is in a far better position to respond than the family starting from scratch. And someone has to hold that whole picture. That's the job. Now, if you'd like a look at yours, there's a link down below. So look, thank you for watching. I'm Gary from Westwood Estate Planning, here to protect your family and secure your peace of mind. If videos like this are useful, then a like helps more families find them, and subscribing to this channel means you won't miss what's coming. We cover a new estate planning question regularly, so stay tuned, and bye for now.